Oh, look at my sexy fans there, ready to go. Beautiful. Oh, Ahan, looking very sexy today. Wow. Okay, welcome everybody. This is Fan Doosra with me, Tommy Sandhu, and the Bharat Army. We love Team India, but right now we have to celebrate the greatest cricket league in the world and some great teams playing today. It's two legendary teams, Delhi Capitals versus the Rajasthan Royals. It's Delhi being represented by Sandy. We might have Vinay joining us in just a moment. And also representing the Royals, my two young Rajah right here. Look at this. Look at the youth in the Royals team. I'll be honest, Sandy.
Delhi.
Capitals.
Oh, sorry.
No one wants to be associated with Rajasthan. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
I got carried away. Delhi representing the Capitals. Delhi here. Look at the youth in Delhi. They're making Rajasthan look a bit old right now. This is the.
They have no history, Tommy. They have no history. You know, they've only been going for a couple of years. Complete failure, and that is a failure. So that's why these young fans, they don't know the history. That they just follow Delhi Capitals, roll macha. That's all about it is. But on the surface, they know they never experienced IPL victory, and they will experience IPL defeat today.
Well, look at Sandy's face.
At least, I mean, we don't talk about things that happened 14 years ago and then failed to make the playoffs for the last 6 years. I mean, when you reach that age, when you reach that age, you can only talk about. When you reach that age, you only talk about the good old days because those days don't exist anymore.
Old is gold. Old is gold. We always talk about Lata Mangeshkar. We always talk about the old is gold. We know old is gold, and you youth, you know, you need to learn a lesson. And you will learn the lesson after today in 1K day when you get spiked again, and you go home back with the shoulder in the tipping box.
Hold on. Fighting talk happens at the end. One second. Hey, Yatharth. How you doing, bro?
You asking me, Tommy?
Yeah.
Yes, I was enjoying the banter. I was just setting.
But if I don't ask you a question, Yatharth, you're not going to get a say all game, all show, all right? So I thought I'd just get you in now, and then me and you will just sit down and lie down and leave these two to it for the next 20 minutes. Maybe that's where to go. No, good to have you with us. Listen, wait. What? He's dropped. Yatharth. Okay, there you go. I thought he fell over. Okay, we're going to talk about the game coming up in just a moment. But before we do, let's just touch upon yesterday. Mumbai Indians have lost their 7th game in a row. Sandy, let's start with you. What does that mean? What's going on there?
Well, they need to start sacking the coach. They need to sack the Ambanis. They need to get rid of them all and start afresh because they've had an awful, 2022. The auction was horrible for them, and they're carrying that horrid form onto the pitch. And Lord Unadkat, we did the puja for Lord Unadkat last year, and he came up trumps against Delhi Capitals at the Wankhede nearly 1 year ago. And yesterday, all the fans were playing Lord Unadkat ki jai, Lord Unadkat ki jai. And what happened? Lord Unadkat and Dhoni did what Dhoni always does at Wankhede, and blasted them. So very, very unlucky for Mumbai because they should have won that game. Poor captaincy, poor management, everything.
Do you think so as well? Ahan, did you watch the game yesterday?
Yeah, I watched it. My brother's a CS, so he was enjoying it. But I think I don't think sacking anyone is the move right now. They've got 5 titles. If anyone can afford a season like this, it's them. So it's fine. I mean, they'll come back. They've got Archer to come back. Their team it should be better next year. It's really fun to see them be bad because for like the last 7 years, we've had to hear nothing but good things about them, and their fans keep going after you. Now at least we can tell them they set a record of being the only team to lose the first 7 matches in a row. So they've got records on both sides of the scale now. At least,
and they could lose every game. Potentially lose every game of the IPL, and that'd be awesome, man. Yeah, the five stars will be 11 defeats. They could have 11 stars next year on
Can you imagine? If they're at 7 already? That is shocking. Well, maybe like we would say, we want 6. Maybe we should also we want 8. We want 8 now. At the next match. But it's good that you're right. Actually, you're right, Ahan. This is a fan show, so it's about the fans sticking with their team. So they should stick with them. Hum saath hai, not 7, Saath, not Saath.
I get it.
Hum saath hai. This is what. Hey, don't twist my words. That's not.
You did it yourself. No one else did it.
Huh?
You did it yourself.
I know. Yeah, I know. But I'm putting the blame on you guys and your twisted minds. Hum sat hai, is what the fans will be shouting in Mumbai. Okay, right now, today, we are brought to you by Rario.com. Rario is the place where you can get an NFT. I was at a dinner actually last night at Lord's Cricket Ground. I went to a dinner for the ECB. I was there with Owen Morgan and Graham Gooch, and they were all there having this lovely dinner. And there was a guy there who was a businessman who said, I'm telling you, the future is NFTs. What is an NFT? Learn more about it. Go to Rario.com. They sell NFTs there. But right now, if you sign up to Rario.com, they're giving you free NFTs. This is an example of an NFT. It's a non-fungible token, and it's a little moment in cricketing history. Check it out.
Some magnificent tattoos. Gives the ball an almighty thump. Not this time. Not again Zahir Khan. Oh boy, he's a magician. You never lose it. Class is permanent.
Oh, that cream keeps rising to the top. Oh, the Zach attack at 41 years young.
So this is what it's all about. It's owning little moments, owning little digital moments. I know there was somebody I heard about yesterday who made like £20,000 in a day because they sold an image on the back of a Drake album as an NFT. This is a whole brand new world. There's a lot of money to be made, and it's all also in sport as well and in cricket, and you can get an NFT for free. Get yourself rolling. We want you to join the NFT family. Find out more about it. Go to Rario.com right now. Okay. Enough about them. Thank you, Rario, for your support. On to today, 6th versus 3rd. DC in 6th. 3rd place, Rajasthan Royals. DC coming off the back of 2 straight losses. Is this the COVID effect, you thought?
We won yesterday.
We won yesterday. Yes.
We beat Punjab day before, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, oh, yeah, sorry. There was a couple of... How's the COVID factor in the camp?
I mean, after that COVID factor, your team is coming after a win. The win, it would have definitely boosted up. The team would have been scattered. When you come on the behalf of COVID situation, everyone, go back to the quarantine rooms, and everything is a bit out there. You go out with not a very healthy mindset. And when you come out with a win like that was a pretty dominant win against the Punjab Kings. So you're definitely on high. And, we have won, 3 games quite dominantly, but we just need to turn on the momentum because, we have got the ability. It's just about putting them into the right mixture. So today is a very crucial game. I feel that, if we do the same things which we did right in the previous match, then this match is not far away from adding another victory to our list.
No, yes.
Tommy,
right,
it was fake news. It was fake news. It was fake news that they had COVID. I don't believe them. Mitchell Marsh has been absolutely terrible. So they said, get him out the team. And Punjab took it easy. Punjab were having their saag and makki. They rotated before lunch. And, they took it easy. They thought, this is going to happen. But now today, they're going to face a real team. And, they're going to get spanked.
Ahan, who's the better team here on paper?
Firstly, just a COVID update. Ponting's some family members tested positive. They've just released this, so Delhi's coach isn't going to be in the dugout because he's isolated for the next 5 days.
Okay.
But also just for Sandy Paji's, because you mentioned Drake, I wasn't sure. He's been talking about the past and Lata Mangeshkar. He's a new age rapper, just in case you don't know who that is. But yeah, I think when we come down to on paper and the stronger team, I think they're actually quite evenly matched teams. I think both teams have slight weaknesses. I mean, if you look at Punjab, if you look at Rajasthan, they're really, really reliant on Butler. I mean, he's not the worst player to be reliant on. If you have to be reliant on someone, he's one of the better options. But I think it's if you can get him early, I don't think they have too much form there. They've got 2 batsmen in their top 6 who are Karan Nair and Riyan Parag, who haven't done almost nothing in the IPL for about 3 years. So I think you can really get at them. It's just about getting Butler early. And obviously that's a big task, but I mean, if you want to win a game in the IPL, you have to do the big things right.
Sandy, let me ask you that, Sandy. Sandy, are you? Hans made a good point. Is Rajasthan Royals too reliant on Butler and Hetmeyer? Because outside of that, have you got enough to back them up if they were to go? What else is there?
As I say, he's just committed blasphemy. Lord Parag is the reason why we are winning. He's the Lord of the Lords. He's doing so well on social media for the last 3 years. You can check that out. And he's
your IPL results for the last 3 years have been really, really good, actually. So he's doing the job.
But as I said, you look at this team, we are far superior to them. They've just got a bit of players that are. They had a shocking auction. They lost all their good players. And you look at the two players, we got Ashwin from them, and then we got Hetmeyer. Yeah, Hetmeyer is definitely playing well. I think today we will see Sanju come to the party. And obviously, Devdutt Padikkal, because I think the only area what they can beat us slightly on is they've got the two openers. And then, obviously, Pant coming in. Sanju and Pant, probably, even Sanju hasn't hit form yet, but yet he's probably still better than Pant. So, I think we are.
Yeah, that's it. I'm out.
We should win this game.
Sanju Samson is not the same level as Pant. They're not even in the same league.
As a batsman, no. Come on. You know the score. Pant has got all the the blessings from the Indian media. Sanju hasn't. And Sanju, look at it. Okay, let's look at last year. Who had the most runs? Sanju or Pant? Come on.
I'll check the numbers. I'm not sure.
Check the numbers. Sanju is 200 more runs than him last season.
Look at who's got a higher average though, and a higher strike rate.
And to be honest, Pant has a really good record against Rajasthan Royals. He averages nearly 56 in each and every game. So that's how dangerous Pant is.
But Sanju Samson plays good innings twice a year, man. In the first two,
exactly.
Don't forget that. Come on.
No, let's have a look.
Check this out.
1 second. Let's have a look at the records. Let's have a look at the records on the head-to-head. This is what's happened between the two sides over the years. Ooh!
Just look at that last line. Just look at that last line because we've been told Parag's been helping them for 3 years.
4-1. So you're right. Delhi have got a good record against Rajasthan. Why is that, Yatad?
I mean, you just look at the team balance. I mean, Rajasthan Royals look really, solid, but they still don't have a finisher right there. So the team composition looks very sorted as of now when they're winning. But if you look on the last few years, their team hadn't been that good. On the other side, Delhi Capitals had made a terrific squad, and now they're just flourishing upon our Indian talent as well. And this time again, if we, slash upon Joss and probably if we get Sanju Samson as well, they really don't have anyone flush to their side. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting game. But I still feel that Rajasthan Royals look solid. They are right at the third position on the points table, but they do have voids which are just unconcerned.
Okay, can we talk about bowling as well?
Just one thing about the
Rajasthan
team as well.
Please, Jahan. Yeah,
I think if you actually look at them on paper and the way they're made up, I think the Rajasthan team and the Punjab team that Delhi played a couple of days ago, the framework and structure of the team is actually quite similar because they both bat with 6 batsmen and 5 bowlers, and they both have really good opening. Pretty good opening pairs, Mayank and Shikhar versus Butler and Padikkal, and then they've also got. Those guys have Livingston, these guys have Sanju. So there is, I think, a lot of similarities. And as you saw in that game, the thing with playing these kind of teams is you have to get them a couple down in the power play, because if you let people like Joss Butler and Padikkal settle, then they can take the game away from you. So I think in both teams, actually, both innings, the power play is where the games are going to be lost and won.
Okay. I agree with him. I actually agree with you, Ayhan. There, it's definitely the power play will be thinking, and I think that's where we've got the edge with them, because obviously we've got Hetmeyer coming in there, and then we've got the batsman that come in. I don't think Karun Nair should play today, but I think we should bring back Yashasvi as number 3, and I think that will give our balance a bit better than that. But we'll wait and see what happens. But as I said, on paper, we've gone for the finishing team, and they're going for a team that is going to be built in the future. And, you look at the bowling, they've got Fizz and we've got Krishna, so that's an upgrade for us. And then Bolt against, Bolt is probably the better bowler from both teams. And then our spin department is also better than theirs. So where they beat us is they've got the all-round factor and they've got Shardul. And I think that's where the main difference is. Other than that, I think, in all parts of the area, I think we should win this game on paper.
I don't know, Sandy, if I can pick you up on that, and again, from an independent point of view, you scored, I think it was against, was it 217 against KKR, and then it nearly threw it away. Come down to 7 runs. That's a bowling thing. That's surely.
It was two bad overs and then 1 bad over at the end. But you have to give your credit to Shreyas Iyer, because he played a gem of an innings, and you're going to get somebody who scores 85 and only really give 1 chance in that 85. And again, that was a batting winning. And again, this is the thing: we're winning games batting first. We've only lost one game properly when we won the toss, and that's when we won the toss. So we are winning games batting first. I think the toss is going to be important today. I think the difference between the two teams, if we bat first and score, say, 185, 190, I think that will be enough. If we take 2 wickets in the power play for them, I don't see any depth in the Delhi batting that will match us.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Yardad, tell me about your bowling as well, because Shardul Thakur didn't have the best of times recently. What needs to happen in the bowling?
I mean, not drastic changes, to be honest. Shardul Thakur is not someone who opens the bowling. It's a different role which has been given to him. If you look, Shardul Thakur, when he bowled for Chennai Super Kings, he bowled after the 12th over or maybe after the power play. So it has been a different role, but he has adapted quite really very well. You know, he has also got some wickets now in the power play. But if you look on the overall bowling, that's quite a versatile bowling attack. In spite of playing with just 3 for no, Andrew Nokia, who's not even in his form, still we are managing a side like Punjab Kings who can, if the batsmen click, they can just score 220 for peanuts. So if you get them all out at 115, where 180 just an average score, then your bowling needs to be really very good. So Khalid Ahmed, Mustafizur, Akshar Patel, I mean, these guys have really, turned down the ladder really very well. But the key here is that, the matchup which goes out, Trent Bolt against Shaw is a bit very tricky for me, and also Yuzvendra Chahal versus Rishabh Pant. So it's a very exciting battle, to be honest. But the bowling of both the teams is very, very solid. If you talk about the batting is also very solid. It all goes down to what matchup presents to us before the match, and the toss is going to play a very key role here.
So, sorry, am I right, Ahan? Then what you're saying about the bowling then is that you want to put something like Thakur in with the death bowling to perform there, and give the new ball to like Rahman.
I think Thakur is he's being used, I think, as a bit of a utility bowler. Yeah, he's bowling at 2-3 overs. Kind of like a filler. He's not really got a set role. I guess he is opening the bowling, which might not be the worst thing here because his matchup versus Padikkal is really good. He's got him about 3 times in 18 balls or something. And also, I think one thing Delhi could consider, I know it might be harsh on someone like Khalil, but just for purely on a one-game basis, if you want to look at just what matchup suits you best and what game could suit you best, because they only play 3 foreigners, they could even seriously consider putting in Heinrich Nokia, because again, someone like Joss Butler, I remember last year, even though Joss Butler hit him for a couple of runs, he got bowled, he got beaten for pace and bowled. So I think if he's fit, if he's ready to bowl, and I think it might not be a bad option, because at Wankhede as well, bowling 150 is always helpful. So I think Delhi should seriously consider that option. And another thing is Kuldeep Yadav. I think Sandeep Aji was talking about their spin department and whatnot. I think they've forgotten that one half of Kulcha is playing for Delhi, and he's bowled superbly. He's got his mojo back. He's bowling really, really well. And Akshar Patel is by far and away a better T20 spinner today than Ashwin. So I'm not sure there's much there in between the two spin bowling sides. I think it is going to come down to who makes less mistakes and is more confident on the day.
Akshar better than Ashwin. I've heard it.
As a T20 bowler, have you seen their numbers in the last 3 years? Come on, man.
Bapu's been having some good times, but Ashwin is still the Baba, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Still the Baba. Ashwin is still the Baba. And that wicket that he took in the last game of who did he take? I forgot that. It's such a good wicket, in key wicket, and he went berserk. So that tells you the passion. He never had that passion for Delhi. And we fired him up with the Dal Bati Churma before lunch. He's on it now. So Ashwin's on it, man.
Okay. Who's going to take Joss Butler out then, Yardad, in your opinion? How's he going to go?
I think it's going to be Khalil Ahmed. He comes with a very long run up. He has a tall height and a left armer. The ball going away from Joss Butler really does trouble him early on in his innings. So if he can just he has a lot of variation in his bag. If he can just turn them around on this given day and he looks in a good rhythm, then I think that Joss Butler could be an easy option for someone like a Khalil Ahmed.
Okay, lovely. All right, key players then for you, Ahan. Overall, right outside of the Rario players, who's got to step up today? Whose day is it got to be?
I think Rishabh Pant. Our openers have carried us a little bit in this tournament so far. They've scored 6 runs. They've scored most of our runs, 60s. Warner's got 3 back-to-back 60s. So I think Pant, we know the reputation he comes with. Dinesh Karthik is performing, so there are questions about whether he should be playing in the Indian team in the World Cup. So I think he needs to stand up now and especially given that Ponting's not going to be there in the dugout as well. The captain really is going to have to take over today. And not only behind the stumps, but also with the bat. I think he needs to stand up and be counted. And another one is Powell. He's averaging like 6 in 5 innings. He's come with a massive reputation. He was really good in that series versus India over here. So I think if he just gives himself time, a little bit of time, rather than going after everything, and just plays himself in, especially because he's batting at the back end. And as we've seen that Rajasthan's death bowling is not great. They've been hit almost in every match in the death. So the matchups are there for him if he wants to exploit them. He just needs to keep his head and play sensibly and not throw his wicket doing something stupid.
Okay. Robert Powell, the Odin of Delhi Capitals. That's what I call him, the Odin.
It's like the Riyan Parag of Delhi, no? But I mean,
all right, Riyan Parag is there, man. Riyan Parag is there, man. He'll hit the first ball for 4 to 6, and he'll get out. But that's all he needs to do because we've got it stacked up at the top. But let's wait and see on those players. But again, one thing for your players, if you name these players before the auction, you guys were so down. You were all in the dumps. I was talking to everybody from the DC told me.
I don't know which DC fans you were talking to. I loved our auction.
Sorry, DC told me. Can they say,
Yatharth and I discussed this. We loved the auction.
We knew what happened. You guys were, and the Khalil has come good. I'll be honest. Kuldeep and Khalil have come good, but you've lost so many good players. That's the problem. You built that team, you won nothing, and that's the problem. We've now built the team.
Unlike Rajasthan, we had a team to lose players from. Rajasthan had a whole host of waste that no one wanted.
But the Mumbai Indians wanted us. They took load and cut from us. Yeah, they took. And
that's why they are. That's why they are where they are. It's not something to be proud of right now.
And you took Sakaria off us as well. So you got Sakaria, but who did we take off you? We took off Ashwin, Indian established player. Then we took off Hetmeyer. And Yatharth knows I used to slate Hetmeyer so much, but I said I was wrong. I admit I was wrong. And Hetmeyer with the pink hair is better than one with the Hetmeyer with the blue hair. It looks better as well. It looks better. So again, and then the established. We found that the management listened to the fans because the fans wanted established Indian players, and we've got more players in the Indian team than they will have, and that's the big thing.
Sandy, who's your Rario player? Because people can get Rario NFTs. Who's the Rario guy that they can do that with?
It's got to be Prasidh. Prasidh has to be the Rario player because we needed that Indian fast bowler. And look, who's he up against today? Khalil. So that's a big matchup where I see if Prasidh outbowls Khalil, then there's no question of who's going to win this match because obviously we have the superior bowler in Bolt. And then if they say Kuldeep Yadav, you can't pick Kuldeep Yadav over Yuzi Chahal. You cannot, and that's 3 bowlers of ours which are better than theirs. So say Kuldeep Chahal, took a 5-er in the last match. We'll take another 5-er today, and we'll be happy at the end of the game.
Okay, and Yatharth, who's your Rario player?
It's one of my very favorite players. It's Prithvi Shaw. Whenever he sets up the stage on the fire. Yes, this syrup is definitely going to cost Rajasthan Royals their very match because he's going to finish the game in the power play itself. So another player except Prithvi Shaw is going to be David Warner because his kids want him to score a century because they are getting a bit jealous of seeing Josh Butler at the start of the inning. So I just hope that David Warner can continue and show can show Jaw that who the real boss is. So I'm really getting up for the match.
Yatharth, cough syrup doesn't work for choking. Yeah, choking and coughing is the same, but cough syrup doesn't work for choking, and Prithvi was choked today.
Yes, Prithvi Shaw can definitely give that cough syrup to Rajasthan Royals when they choked after the match. So yes, it's all friendly.
I'm surprised all your throats aren't going to be sore after all this fighting talk, but we're going to get into fighting talk in just a moment. Right now, a little reminder, you need to go to Rario.com. And I know you're thinking, oh, Tommy, what's going to happen though? Have I got to fill out loads of forms? Is this, is that? I tell you, it takes 60 seconds to fill out the Rario.com sign up form. 60 seconds. Watch this video. This is how simple it is. Check it out.
It's so easy. You type in your email address first of all. This is it. This is step 1. Email address. You can all do that. And then once you've filled that one in, you go down to the line below and you type in your username. I'm going with Big Tom. And then you put in your password. Make this unique to yourself, something that you're going to remember. and you have officially got yourself into the site. Then, of course, you've got to make sure you're not a robot by typing in the code. You hit submit, you wait for the email to come into your inbox, and you confirm it. That's it.
That is it. That is how straightforward it is. You can do that right now. Rario.com, 60 seconds. Sign up, click sign up, fill out the form, email address, username. You get a free NFT. Why not? It could be very lucrative. You can find out more about NFTs right there. Okay, ding, ding, ding. It's time for Fighting Talk, people. This is where we go head to head. And I know the whole show is one big fighting talk. I'll blame mainly Ahan and Sandy for that. They're naturally geared up, ready to give you, statistical fighting talk, not actual, aggressive stuff. More like, what about this? What about that? And that's what fighting talk's about. It's not about hating on the other side or hating on the other team. We want to hit them with facts, stats, information, and why one team is going to be victorious. Your dad keeps falling over. Your dad, are you all right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm all right, but this fighting talk is not being accepted by my phone, so I'll let Ahan to do for it today.
I thought maybe it's a due.
It's a due
Yes, probably.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. The G's kicking in. Okay, who should go first? Is it age before beauty? Is it the newbies versus the oldies? Is it Lata or Drake?
I think the elders should go first.
Oh, they're both so generous. I think I have to get Lata Mangeshkar to go first because old is gold and all that. So Sandy, yeah, you. Then we'll get Drake up next because out of respect. So out of respect, Sandy, buddy, you're up. Your 30 seconds of fighting talk starts now.
As I said before, it's like class against, something that is new. They've got no history. They've never thing. They're in decline. The new team that has only been in existence for 4 or 5 years is in decline. We beat them at the 1K day last year. We'll beat them again today. I'll be having chole bhature after the game. I've been eating so many laddu after all our victories. The diabetes doctor has been saying to me, Paji, hacha. But something? I'm going to carry on doing it. I'm going to carry on having laddu. I'm going to have jalebia. I'm going to have gulab jamuna after we beat them. And again, I say, I'll just love it. And Drake, who I don't have to hear about it. We've got Lata Mangeshkar. I'll always listen to Lata Mangeshkar. Some lady of class that this track with this new trust that they've got out there. So I'm going for a Halla Ball victory. Ayan, after the match, you can have your dal bati churma on me. And your Tarat, you always smile, look young. But remember, old is gold. Halla Ball.
Right, there you go. He's got no time for Drake. He said he's got the class versus these newbies that don't know what they're doing. It's Delhi versus Rajasthan. Delhi, you're up. Ahan, you are up. 30 seconds to shake some nerves into this old boy. I'll be honest, though, Ahan, all throughout this season so far, Sam's been pretty rock solid, been pretty certain of himself. Let's see what you got, Ahan. Your 30 seconds starts now.
So I try to think of what I could roast Rajasthan, but then I realized they're such an irrelevant team. They've done nothing for the last 6 years. They've been waiting and talking about things that happened 14 years ago that there really isn't much to roast them about. They've built almost a completely new team, which is fair enough, but I don't know, we're talking about new teams. Let me remind you, Delhi have played all 15 seasons of the IPL. Rajasthan might have missed 2 in the middle. I mean, you know why that happened. I'm just reminding you that if there's a new team here, it's not Delhi. Don't worry, you can eat all the chole bhature because that's what your players are going to get on the field. They're going to lose, and I think good luck to you. And also, Tommy, he hasn't come up against me. That's why he's been so confident of himself.
Guess what? He says you're in for a shock, though, Sandy.
1 star, mate. 1 star. Ek tara.
Okay. You haven't come up against the young Delhi Capitals. Well, look, all will be revealed in just a couple of hours' time when it all kicks off. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers for the fighting talk. Cheers for the banter. I love it. And your dad, I know you've enjoyed just watching these two go at it.
Yes, I really did. I had a wonderful time.
Thanks, everybody. And thank you to Rario.com for their support as well. Go to Rario.com, sign up today, make it a thing that you do. It takes 30 seconds to a minute. And to all my Bharatami fans all around the world, thank you so much for all your lovely messages. And thanks for being a part of the show. Okay, until later on, it's Rajasthan versus Delhi. Game on, people. It's all about the IPL. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.